Guys, welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Podcast. This is brand new. This is our pilot episode. We're pretty excited about doing it. Essentially, it's going to be sort of like an anime book club. We will give you an anime at the end of the show. We will tell you how many episodes to watch, and then we will reconvene this time next week. Or it might take us a little bit to get our schedule back on track, but we will have weekly posts, and eventually it'll be right on time every week. But you'll go through the episodes from the anime stated, and then we're just going to talk about them and discuss them. And you can send us some questions. We can hang out, and it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah. So I'm Roger.
I'm Brandon.
And we're going to go ahead and
we're your good buddies.
Yeah, we're good buddies. This is a Good Buddies Anime Podcast.
Should we do like a I'm your good buddy Brandon?
I'm your good buddy Roger.
And welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Podcast.
Hey!
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's good. We're going to let you guys know a little bit about ourselves and what kind of got us into anime and got the idea spinning on this.
Nice.
I've been doing a lot of podcasting lately. I've kind of moved into the world of it and doing some YouTube stuff and Let's Play on my main channel, but I was really interested in doing this because anime's been such a big part of my life for so long.
So hot.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. There's nothing quite like anime, man. I don't know if you get this feeling, but like when you watch it, dude, you just feel right. You just feel right.
Just feeling real weeby in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, dude, I do get weeby. Okay, and I do talk at the screen a little bit when I'm all by myself.
I shouldn't use that kind of words. I'm sure someone might be upset by that.
Hey, man, if you're upset about being a weeb, you know, just.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I myself personally, I would never describe myself as a weeb nor an otaku. Nor I would say, yeah, I watch a few animes. And I will always say anime because it makes me sound less serious about it. I don't want people to think that's my whole life.
So you're still partially in the closet.
I wouldn't. All right,
you're hanging out of the weeb closet right now.
If you must use such terminology, I think that's fair to say. Look, man, the thing is like So here's the deal, and so this is Brandon. Here's Brandon. Yeah. Brandon likes his shows. Brandon likes to be entertained. Mm-hmm. Brandon likes to have a good time. Brandon will never ever walk through the halls of his high school in 10th grade wearing a damn Naruto headband. And the people that did that, I'd never want to associate with. Like, that's the thing I'm trying to avoid. No disrespect to y'all who do that.
I'm more lenient. Like, I see those guys, I'm like, you know what? That's a cool dude right there.
I mean, if nothing else, they're more honest with themselves than I am, because I definitely wouldn't do that.
He's got nuts the size of the Super Dragon Balls. Okay?
Oh, God.
But yeah, I mean, you're hanging in the closet, hanging out a little bit, but, you know, at the end of the day, here you are, dude. We're on an anime podcast. We're doing, and not just an anime podcast, an anime book club style podcast.
The Good Buddies.
The Good Buddies.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm more towards, you know, like, I don't mind if somebody calls me a weeb or otaku or something like that. I don't obsess about it or anything like that. Well, I kind of do, but I don't.
You definitely own a pillow with Asuka from freaking...
It's not a pillow, dude. It's a throw blanket.
It's a throw blanket.
And it's very soft.
And you do snuggle it.
I do not snuggle it.
You wrap your pillow around it and you snuggle up to Asuka.
No, I lay it on my couch right there, so whenever I do a little bit of streaming, people can know that I'm about a little bit of Neon Genesis, okay?
I'm just saying, man, I was watching your wrestling live stream, and you stood up and walked away, and I saw what appeared to be an Asuka throw pillow in one chair, and I was like, oh, this guy.
It wasn't a throw. It was the blanket laid across the pillow.
Okay.
Yeah. I had it at my old house, too. It just hung on the ceiling.
I do remember that. Directly above your bed. How am I supposed to feel about that?
You're right. I looked at it.
That's not what this show's about. Let's continue on.
All right, buddy. So,
I love you so much.
Now, if we were to go ahead and name off some of our favorite animes to give people kind of a feel of who we are and what we like, what would you put on your list? I'm not going to say you have to top 5 them or anything, but if you got a top 5 prepared,
I think it's more interesting if you top 5 it, but it's
harder, man.
Let's not say in any particular order.
Okay.
No particular order. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
I would say probably Jesus, I'd have to think about. Well, let's go with obvious one would be like Cowboy Bebop. That was like a big one. I think that might be something we talk about later, but that was like probably the first big one I got into.
Okay.
Like I remember coming home from school, like middle school, whatever, when Toonami was first starting. Back when wasn't it originally like called the Wave or something? That was like part of their commercials.
I mean, essentially, Cowboy Bebop, I think, was the '90s kid. Like if you grew up in the '90s and you're breaking into anime in the early 2000s, it's like our version of Attack on Titan now.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like because it was so cool and so like it was serious. It was violent. It was also hilarious.
Yes, and
it had the coolest music in the entire world.
Smoke them cigarettes, dude.
Like I have like all those OSTs like downloaded. Mm-hmm. Like I have those. That music was so good.
Yeah, dude.
So that's. Not in any particular order, but that probably would be number one. But then from there, I'd probably say Gurren Lagann. You still haven't seen.
I've been meaning to watch forever. You told me to. I'm pretty sure I've had. I'm pretty sure my buddy Ali told me to. I can't remember for sure. I know my little brother has told me to.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I promise I'll get around to it sometime.
I definitely can't. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because you heard me talk about it. But damn, that show's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
and it's so like compared to like so. I remember like there was Cowboy Bebop, and then later on there was like Toonami and then Adult Swim and blah blah blah. And you had all these. I remember all of a sudden all these shows that were inevitably they were all based on mangas and stuff, and they were all like 1 billion episodes long. Like your Inuyashas and your Bleaches and your Dragon Ball Z, of course. One Piece, holy moly!
Case closed.
Case closed is probably that's probably top 5. That show was really fun.
Anime, yeah.
But like then I remember like falling off anime for a while, and then years ago running into Gurren Lagann and being like, this is like 20 something episodes of pure awesome.
Yeah.
And like when it was over, I remember like turning off my TV and laying there and just thinking about it for a minute.
Yeah, you get that feeling like, what am I gonna do now?
It's partially that, but also like the note it ends on is so, I don't know, melancholy yet very hopeful. It's just a good show, man. I implore you. But yeah, so what do we got so far? Cowboy Bebop, we got your Gurren Lagann. I'll put Case Closed in there just because you don't even have to watch them in order. You can pick up any episode and be like, oh, I figured it out. Like, it's just a fun mystery show. That's a good one. That kid ever get his grown-up body back?
It's still going on.
So, no, obviously.
Yeah, it's still going on. It's one of the longest... It might be the longest-running anime series.
That's beautiful.
Don't quote me on that, though, but I think that could be accurate.
So, are we doing just shows, or can we do, like, movies, too?
Yeah, you can do a movie.
There was one... So, like, most folks I know that love their anime movies and their animes in general and any of that, they love them Miyazakis. I will admit I've seen maybe 3 of them and remember 1 or 2 very well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that I've never been into them because I love those movies. Like, I've definitely seen, let's see, for sure. Oh, damn, now I'm called out and I can't even remember the names.
Spirited Away?
What's the wolf girl? Princess Mononoke.
Oh,
Princess Mononoke. Yeah. I remember liking that one because that one was really bonkers.
It is a great movie.
It's a very good movie. It's beautiful.
It's actually kind of a scary movie.
It is terrifying. That freaking forest spirit was like rad.
Yeah.
And then it like gets blown up.
Yeah, when his head comes off and like, whoa.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that one. I've definitely seen Spirited Away, and I've definitely seen Ponyo. Ponyo's probably the only one I remember very well.
I own Ponyo, and I've never watched it.
See, that's one I used to work at...
It's essentially Little Mermaid, right?
It is. It is literally just a retelling of Little Mermaid. And the whole thing with that was I was working at Blockbuster at the time. So, like, when I worked at Blockbuster, that's when I saw the most movies because I could just rent them for free, particularly before they came out or whatever. So, I remember getting that one.
That was what, probably 2011?
It had to be 9 or 10, I'd say.
9 or 10? Okay, maybe 10.
Because I worked there from, like, 8 to 11 or 9 to 11, I think. Because the Blockbuster here shut down in like January or February of 2011. And man, I've never gotten back into movies like I was when I was there.
Yeah.
That's like if someone brings up a movie, I'm like, oh yeah, that was 2008. How are you so certain? Because I've had it.
Yeah.
I watched it, baby. But
So you're gonna put Ponyo on there, or do you have a different? Or you just want to put the collection of Miyazaki movies that you've seen?
Here's the reason I bring those up. Most folks go for the Miyazakis, and I love those Miyazaki, the ones I've seen. For my money, I really like the works of Satoshi Kon. Have you seen those? That dude, the one in particular I'd put on top 5 is called Paprika.
Oh, I have seen Paprika.
You seen Paprika?
Yes, it's a very good movie.
That movie's insane.
Yes.
It's so good. It's like that freaky dream world. It's like basically Inception before Inception.
Yeah, the art style is really awesome too.
It's really good art. That dude's actually done a few things. There's one I haven't seen that I really have been meaning to check out. I think it's called Perfect Blue or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen Perfect Blue as well.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't know the guy's name.
Yeah, that dude's done a lot of stuff.
That anime is really weird.
I gotta check it out. But that dude's done a lot of stuff that has inevitably been like...
Animate's a movie, but it is weird.
It's been like there's been rumors that like, oh, this was definitely like the inspiration for this and that, and I'm just Googling that guy to make sure I didn't get his name wrong. Okay. I got it right. But no, that dude, like Perfect Blue and Paprika, both of those are like, I've again never seen Perfect Blue, but they're cited as being like, oh, that movie and this movie, they straight up ripped those off. Like seeing Inception and then I later watched Paprika and I was like, when did this come out? Oh my god. Like it was very similar.
Yeah.
Like very different obviously, but they had similar themes, similar scenes and stuff. Similar themes. But I remember loving that stuff, man. That dude makes some good stuff. Which is not
I guess I just didn't know his name, but yeah, I have seen at least both of those movies.
Yeah, though that dude does some good stuff. And then if I had to pick one more, let's throw in what's a good one that I can just put on the list. I don't know. I'll probably. Oh no! Of course I know. I absolutely know. It's Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Okay.
Sailor Moon was like before I watched any Dragon Balls or, you know, Tenchi Muyos on
Dragon Balls slinging around.
Or those Dragon Balls and the Kamehamehas and all that. Before any of that, before even Cowboy Bebop, I remember watching Sailor Moon before I knew it was called anime and just being like, this show is hilarious and action-packed, and they're shooting lasers at demons, and they're like schoolgirls, and there's mercury bubbles and shit. I remember loving that show, and then like visiting it later and being like, man, it's still good. I just love me some Sailor Moon. That's a show that I watched it and I was like, this is the kind of friend I want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's just really, it's wholesome. And yet, also, we're going to go whip up on some evil people and blast them with moon lasers. It's really neat. I love it.
Which character is your favorite from Moon?
Oh, don't put that on me. I would probably...
Is it Mercury?
Mercury was like the obvious choice at first.
Is it Venus?
Venus was also super rad. Sailor V, I think, was like wasn't the original like comic or whatever just Sailor V, and then they like branched it off into I don't know. But I would honestly probably go with Jupiter just because she was like she was always like billed as being bigger and stronger, and like that was rad to me. Because if there's here's 2 things you need to know about me, bud. Is 1, I hate stereotypes. 2, I love it when stereotypes are subverted.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and granted, you can't have that thing I love without that thing I hate.
Yeah,
I get it. But, so when you have a show about here's these super cutesy schoolgirls, and one of them is billed as being taller, stronger, and able to just slam dudes' heads in if need be, and shooting lightning out of her forehead. Yeah! I love that. That's fucking rad. Yeah. That's like the coolest thing ever. So yeah, I'd probably put those in my top 5. We got your Cowboy Bebop. We got your Gurren Lagann.
Got your case closed.
We got your case closed. We got your Paprika and your Sailor Moon.
Okay.
So tell me about yours, sir.
I will.
Let's get into
I don't know if this is picking up on the audio, man, but we got them cicadas going
on out there. Those are definitely cicadas. I'm feeling it. A second ago, I was like, is there like a hiss? I didn't hear this a minute ago when we were just sitting here.
It's cicadas, dude. How fitting. How fitting.
You're the worst. Oh, boy.
Okay, so a top 5 for me. GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka.
You let me borrow that.
Yeah, I love that anime. I love it, dude. It means the world to me. It was like one of the first, really, I guess, more mature themed animes that I'd ever seen. I can't remember how old I was when I saw it. I only saw bits and pieces, and it was after my mother had went to sleep because we had to get onto HBO to watch it. And I was like, holy crap, this anime has curse words in it. Because before that, as a kid, I was only exposed to what you saw on like Fox or Cartoon Network, stuff like that.
Didn't you... Breaking subject for a second. Didn't you tell me your first titty you saw was on WWF?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was Jacqueline.
That's not a bad way to start.
Yeah. Yeah, I was into it, dude.
But back to GTO.
That was before, they started coining the term nit slip. But it happened on live TV. I'll never forget it in my life. Sable was soon after, but she was kind of like, she ripped her shirt off just to...
She had to one-up Jackie.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Animes.
So, Great Teacher Onizuka. I love that anime. I love the characters. I love the way that... Just how, the feeling of this guy who's always been considered lesser, how he takes all of the experiences in his life and being in biker gangs and stuff like that, and how he interacts with a younger audience and tries to motivate them, and how, he's essentially like a Superman at the end of the day in a lot of it, because he always, no matter what problem is coming up, he finds some sort of way around it, even if it's kind of a haphazard way around it.
Yeah.
But it's just like a lot of like when those arcs close out, it's very feel good.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really love that anime. Another good one. See, I'm not even going to try to pin on top 5. I want to just think of 5
just
that I love.
Just tell me some good ones. Yeah, don't worry about it.
GTO definitely makes it to the top.
For sure. That's it. For sure.
There's a movie called Tekkon Kincrete.
I've seen that. I don't remember much about it. I remember the art style being rad.
It is crazy. It's I can't remember I need to watch it again.
That's the one with like the kids. And
yeah,
like
the
friends,
kids.
right? Yeah. And they're like little street urchins or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
White and black.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if they're they I think they are brothers.
That would make sense.
But they're orphaned as well. They like you said, they live on the street.
Mm-hmm.
They fight against the Cats gang or whatever. But it gets really, really crazy. And White gets separated from Black. Black is a bit older. And Black starts going off the deep end without White there, because the whole show is about a balance.
Mm-hmm.
They balance each other out.
They're like yin and yang, basically.
Yeah. There's tons of memorable quotes in there that I
really need to rewatch.
Yeah, you really should.
I remember liking it a lot.
It's very, very, very good. I would put that one up there. I would throw... I have to put some sort of Toonami anime on there, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Because that block of TV was so important.
It's Inuyasha, right?
No, it's definitely not Inuyasha. I don't even remember if that was on Toonami or not.
It definitely was. I remember they did those little bumps. They did one that was, because they knew it wasn't great. So there was a one they did where it was like before the show started. It was literally just a clips of Inuyasha and Kagome screaming at each other over and over again for like 30 seconds. Inuyasha, Kagome, Inuyasha.
I do
Kagome.
remember that.
Like,
dude.
it was just back and forth.
I do remember that.
Oh, it was so good.
I would have to say, so you had Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I'm going to go kind of the same route, but it's a different space anime. Outlaw Star.
I gotta be, yeah.
I freaking love Outlaw Star. I've seen that anime countless times. I can always go back into it and be interested. Mm-hmm. Because it hits that feeling of nostalgia so well. Mm-hmm. And just the anime for the time, I know that it's not everybody else's favorite, and that's okay, but just I love the music. I love the characters. I love the end credits with the almost like painting quality, like watercolor quality randos that they throw up on screen.
Yeah.
God, I freaking love it. The ships are awesome. It was one of my first animes that I saw, really great space battles and stuff like that. It's my Star Wars, dude.
It's your Star Wars?
It's my Star Wars.
Most people would say Star Wars is their Star Wars.
Yeah, no. Outlaw Star is my Star Wars, okay?
I'm down. I'm down for it. I remember liking Outlaw Star a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, I only remember seeing a few episodes. Like, I could tell you moments from that show. Like, I remember the lady with the eye patch and the long hair and the cool swords.
Yeah.
And I remember there being like like they.
Well, the lady with the swords was Now I'm gonna blank.
Oh
no!
Oh, you betray yourself, sir.
Twilight Suzuka.
That
Got
sounds
it.
right.
Nailed it.
I remember like Homegirl floating in a big tank, and she was like Melfina, yeah. And I vaguely remember the song from that one because she would like sing it in the show, right? It was like da 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 or something like that. Waiting, something like that. I don't remember. I just remember like that show having this weird like it was in space, but having this like weird like high fantasy quality to it.
Yes.
Like it felt like some Lord of the Rings shit at times. Like how mystical shit was.
Yeah, and they're like these
this giant
lasers. Clandestine group of space pirates that are shooting off magic attacks in which he counters with magical space bullets.
Hell yeah!
Wasn't there
like a
spellcaster
kid? Wasn't there like a kid in there? Like a blonde
Jim.
Kid? Jim, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch that one too.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I freaking love it. I think that was my third. It's hard to put Tenchi, not put Tenchi in there.
I'm down for Tenchi
because I love Tenchi, dude.
So what's your favorite Tenchi? The one where Ryoko's a demon, or the one where she's a space pirate, or
dude,
Tokyo?
They're all so good.
They are. That's the thing is I think about that show and I'm like, that was a straight up harem anime.
It was,
and I loved it.
And I love it. It's what turned me into a weeb.
Oh god. I do remember liking that show.
That's definitely the anime that really got me into that. And like, okay, cartoon characters can be kind of hot.
All right.
I think Ryoko might have been one of my first loves, dude.
I don't think I ever looked at a cartoon character and was like truly attracted to them. Sure. I will say that anytime I see something like that and it's like, oh, who's he gonna get with? Who's gonna win his or her heart? Like that kind of thing. That I am into those.
You're into the feelings, the emotions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, now I don't so much, go for, like, okay, I really like, the way that this anime character looks. I think they're hot. I don't do that much anymore. I don't think I do it
except
at all.
with the Asuka blanket hanging above your bed.
Yeah. I like my Asuka blanket. Okay.
Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka.
Got it.
But I mean, there's definitely sex appeal to anime.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And like it can be, and some people really, really, they're into that stuff hardcore.
I mean, it's entertainment, so it's got to have, its moments.
I think Tenchi was kind of the anime that led me to the, like, okay, it made me understand the idea at the very least.
Sure.
Like, I definitely had a giant crush on Faye Valentine. She was amazing.
Too obvious. Too obvious. She's got the shortiest shorts that are completely inside of her butt crack.
When you're 13 years old, come on. Come on.
That's why when Spike's lady finally showed up wearing a turtleneck sweater, I was like, well, there you go.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of. There's so many anime that
for the listeners. Roger is looking around the room at all his different anime things.
Okay, I have my last two for sure.
Okay,
I knew them and they were right there. The first one I will say is a bit older, and I feel like this is an obvious choice, but God, it's written so well.
Mm-hmm.
And everything about it is done so well, and I know it has tons of exposure, but it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, okay, yeah.
I freaking loved it.
Yeah, we talked about this not too long ago. At your insistence, I finally watched it because I had seen the original series and I had seen like parts of Brotherhood and I was like, I don't want to watch it again. It's definitely better.
Yeah, it is better.
It's definitely better.
I like the original Full Metal Alchemist, but Brotherhood, man, it just takes it up. You can feel like that is a fully polished, written piece of work right there.
But like the thing that about Brotherhood that kind of gets to me is that like you can't. Like, you could just watch it, but, like, those first several episodes, they breeze through them so quickly that, like, I feel like some of it's lost. Like the Nina episode,
yes,
I feel like didn't hit me as hard.
Hey, man, they should downplay that a little bit anyway.
Well, sure.
The first time around, they were pretty pretty heavy on with it.
Well, yeah, that's what made it so good. You felt it, bro.
Yeah, I felt it,
Your
dude.
heart was screaming.
That's one of those moments where your mouth just hits the floor. You can't believe.
Oh yeah,
and you get the feeling once you see his glasses glare in that one scene,
and then it's like, oh, he's for sure evil. Okay.
Yeah, he is gonna.
And he was like a weird upside down face bear man at the end.
Yeah,
it's a weird show.
Yeah, it did get a little weird, but I really loved it. But what I really, really, really love about that anime, and this ties in with my final one, is the character development in it. It's so good. It's hard to find anything with... They have, B and C and D characters that have storylines here. You know who these characters are.
Yeah.
Even if they only have... they take every few second opportunity they might have with one of these characters and they build a little more on it, and they do it so well. It's seamless, and you appreciate almost every character in one way or another in that anime.
No, I get that. I get that a lot.
And I think that's what really, really, draws me to it. Plus, the brotherhood between Ed and Al. Like, I feel I have brothers myself, so I'm not a very family-oriented person, but my brothers do matter to me, so I kind of I understand that bond, and I feel like they fleshed that out really well. Yeah. But the character development leads me to the final one, and this is a newer anime.
Okay.
And I believe I told you to watch this too. My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is up there, dude.
That's a very fun show.
I cannot wait for that next season.
Oh yeah, man, that trailer looks freaking rad.
We started watching it. So I worked at a gaming store not too long ago. I helped open a store called King's Landing in our local town.
It's a fun place.
Yeah, it's a fun place and a bunch of cool people. And I had sitting there, retail is retail.
Sure.
But it kind of gave me the unique time and experience to kind of get to know these other, my fellow nerds. Like I haven't, because they were a little more lenient. They let me go out and form bonds with people and become friends. And the Yu-Gi-Oh kids.
Those freaking Yu-Gi-Oh kids.
My Yu-Gi nerds.
I was hesitant to bring them up, quite frankly.
Yeah. My little army of Yu-Gi nerds, man.
They're gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, we got that shout out, son. Sending in question.
Oh no.
I love those guys to death because they, they're very real kids, okay?
Oh no.
And but a lot of them told me, they're like, hey man, you gotta watch My Hero Academia. And I didn't think too much of it, but one day we were sitting on the couch, we're like, you know what? I want to watch some anime. Especially when I worked that job, I didn't have a whole lot of extra time to really get in and invest in a series. But I was like, we'll just toss it on. And within the first episode, man, I was so hooked into that freaking anime.
Yeah.
But they do, getting up to the second season, by the time that's done, there are 40 different characters. And each and every one of them is fleshed out at least a little bit to where you know who they are.
Yeah, even like there's one character who's just like an invisible girl who you never actually see. You just see clothes floating.
Yeah, but you still like her.
You still love her. Yeah. She's freaking great. Yeah, she's like one of my favorites. Just because she's like, oh no, and like she's frozen. Like she tries to sneak in somewhere by taking off her like suit and sneaking in there, and then someone freezes the floor, and she's like, all right, I'm stuck. Please.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. Hypothermia.
Then there's like, and there's such random powers in there. Such random lovable powers. Like the Frog Girl, man. Like Froppy, dude.
Frog Girl's rad.
I love Froppy.
See, that's that kind of stuff I like. Like anything that's like that X-Men style stuff where like there's all these different characters. Oh, what's their power? What's their power? How does that work? Blah, 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 blah. Like that kind of stuff I'm super into.
For the most part, I would say over half of these characters are Squirrel Girl level characters, and not to knock on Squirrel Girl.
Excuse you, Squirrel Girl is the most powerful. I will throw down on you, man.
She punched Galactus in the foot.
She doesn't lose.
She doesn't.
She is unbeatable. Don't you be disrespecting my good buddy Squirrel Girl.
So we talked about a lot of anime that came up, and a lot of it was suggested to you by me, but that was something you suggested to me.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl.
And I love that series.
Squirrel Girl's amazing.
Love Squirrel Girl.
It's a comic book. Let's stay on top.
Yeah. But and then there's like Minera, I think is his name. He's a little pervy character.
The grape head kid?
Dude, his name...
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I'm sold on him, dude. I love him. His name is Grape Juice.
Okay.
It's so good.
I will give you that slight spoiler if you haven't seen it yet. I won't get too specific, but there's a bit where like they pair off everyone and it's like their finals or whatever.
Yeah.
That episode where it was his finals, that sold me on him.
Yeah.
I hated him up until that very point.
I think there is a redeeming quality in that character, and that goes to show to their writing ability.
He's fun.
Yeah. And I think definitely going with, once we start doing episodes, we'll let the new season come out of that. We'll let 5 episodes build, and we'll probably go in and do those 5 episodes. Yeah. Because I think that's definitely a must, since it's kind of hot and new, and we both really like it.
Yeah.
Before we do that, we'll branch into our first big episodes or something, and just kind of go over the season, since everybody's kind of seen them. But that's on down the road. That'll be a little bit before we do that.
For sure. So what was your top 5? Not top 5, but what was your 5 again?
I had GTO,
right.
Tech on Kincrete, Outlaw Star, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and My Hero Academia.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
That's a solid list.
Yeah, that's my 5.
Now make them fight. There can only be one.
Now, if you had to pick one least favorite.
Least favorite.
It could be your least favorite, or it could be you could say an anime that everybody else seems to like that you don't like. I'll take either
there's
one.
There's so many of those.
Yeah.
I would have to go with. It's got to be Naruto. I just never could get in.
Yep.
From what? Okay.
Believe it.
Before. See, that's the thing.
That's never ever in the manga
never good.
Ever.
Well, see, that's the thing is that if my understanding is that should I be willing to sit down and watch however many 100 episodes of that show there are.
So many. Plus Shippuden. Now there's Boruto, dude.
Apparently the subtitles, they're that good.
Yeah.
But what I saw was the dubbed episodes on your Tsunamis or whatever, and that was in time when I was in high school. I'm going through my rebellious hipster phase where if everyone loves it, I have to hate it.
And there's a kid with the bandana on, and you hate him.
There's the kid with the headbands walking through. And everyone was so hardcore, this show's the best. And they were all like a grade below me. And I was like, yeah, it can't be good. And I tried to watch. I was like, no, it's not good. I just hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I just couldn't get into it. It was mostly the voice acting, I'll admit. I'm sure if I watched it with the subtitles,
I was not a fan of the Naruto voice acting.
I'm sure I could get by with the subtitles. I will say, as I think I mentioned to you, one guy who, again, was like a year below me who was so into it. This is a cool kid. This is a very cool guy.
Yeah.
We were buddies. And he said, look, he was hardcore into it. And I was like, it's just so dumb. He's like, look, feel how you want about it. Believe what you want. Believe it or don't. But watch this. Look up online. Watch this one fight. And then tell me how you feel. And I went online. I went on YouTube. I found that one fight. And I watched it. And I was like, okay, that was badass. I'm with you. But overall, I can't watch this show.
Yeah.
And yes, it was the Rock Lee Gaara fight.
Yeah.
It's just so good. He's like, that kid goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
It's that is one thing we should mention. Notably missing from both of our top lists, any mention of Dragon Ball.
Right.
You don't like Dragon Ball, bro?
No, I love Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball Z. I'm into Super. Okay. So my deal with DBZ or Dragon Ball or any of those series is I have to watch it in the dub. I have to, dude.
Cannot
People are probably gonna nail me to the wall for this, but I am.
That's it. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm not doing. It's. Whenever I first started watching anime, I was young, so it was dub only.
You're right.
And then I guess I got in my later teens, early adulthood, and I was all about subs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can do it either way. It doesn't bother me. I think they're both so well produced now. There are good teams out there that I can do it either way. The only thing that matters to me now is if I'm going back to watch something, it has to be in the format, the audio that I heard it first.
I get you.
Because I can't take that nostalgia away.
Unless
you absolutely cannot get it.
Sure.
Like something like I watched Higurashi When They Cry. Funimation or Geneon did a small release of that.
Oh man, I totally. Damn, how did I gloss over Fooly Cooly?
Oh yeah,
damn, that's
tough.
Show.
It's so good.
It's only 6 episodes, but there's 6 really good episodes.
But I watched that in English first, and there was no plans to ever bring that second season in, and I really love that anime. So I was like, you know what, Japanese it is. If I have to make the transition, but Dragon Ball Z like Super, it's all going to be done in English. There's no way that it won't.
Oh no, it's too huge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Maybe Pokemon beats it out for best in America.
Yeah.
But can you even my whole thing? The only reason I didn't bring it up is because in my top list is because I think you mentioned something similar. Pokemon, Dragon Ball. They're too ubiquitous.
Yeah.
It's basically not even anime. It's just this is the show that everyone knows about.
Iconic.
People who don't know what the word anime is know who Goku is.
Yeah, you can give any dude off of the street, hey, name me your top 5 anime, and he'll be like, Dragon Ball Z.
Anything else?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the only one I know.
Fucking Pokemon?
Yeah. So I always exclude it from lists.
Yeah.
It always gets excluded. But I am enjoying Super. It's pretty fun.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a real good time. That fight with Vegeta and that kid saying was rad.
Oh, yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, Kaba. Yeah, that was awesome.
Those damn veggie heads. All right.
I have a least favorite. It's freaking Inuyasha, dude.
Inuyasha.
I cannot stand that damn show.
Inuyasha.
I never could. And I tried, as a young teen, we put on Adult Swim, Inuyasha would come on, and without fail, I would fall asleep during it.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Oh, I remember being on very late.
It is snoozy and boring. It's too much, dude.
I don't think I can defend Inuyasha.
Yeah.
I will say that people give Dragon Ball Z a lot of crap for being like, oh, one fight takes 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, that show would spend 1 episode on one attack at times. It was painful.
Yeah. 1 sentence of dialogue.
I'll say the dumbest name for it. Iron Reaper Souls. What even are you talking about, dude?
It's bad, dude.
The only episodes I liked of that show were every now and then there'd be it was always the what do you call the filler eps, where it's not main story, this isn't advancing anything, but
just the filler arcs.
There was one I remember where Inuyasha goes ends up in the real the current time or whatever with Kagome, and he's hanging out with her little brother and teaching him how to be tough and shit, and I'm like, this is rad. This is some slice of life shit with a demon guy. Why not?
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Dude, I never could get into that anime. And no knock on anybody that could. I would never ever knock somebody for an anime unless it's something like Boku no Pico or something like that. That's jacked up.
I was kind of hoping we could go through this whole thing without ever bringing that up.
Eventually, one day, we might have to where we set up where people can make a suggestion for us to watch on the show, and there will definitely be a line where we draw. Where it says anything Boku no Pico or later, anything like that, it's out of the question. We're not watching that.
So if you pick one right now that we're not going to watch, you say Boku no Pico.
Yeah.
I agree. I would say that sister, what is it? A sister's all you need. Thing. I
don't want to watch that, dude. I don't want to watch that.
For the listener, I showed Roger a clip I had seen online where this dude feeds the girl sitting across from him an egg. And she sucks it like a dick, and it's so weird.
Yeah, it's bad. I was like, "What is this? Is that Lolly-chan stuff?"
It's just incomprehensible.
It's too much, dude.
I'm not.
It is too much.
Oh, but cartoons can be sexy, right, Roger?
They can, but not like that.
Not like that.
It's still kids, man.
Ah, she's 18 in the show, so it's okay.
Sure.
No, it's okay, man. You play those Disgaea games. That vampire chick, she looks like she's 12, but she's actually 500. It's fine, right?
Yep.
No, God, no, never.
It's like
never,
that.
Ever.
It's like that movie. What is it called? The Orphan.
Oh no! Oh, that was fucked, dude.
Man, what a twist that was.
And she had weird teeth.
Yeah, dentures, dude.
I think that's the worst part for me is that she takes off her false teeth and she's like, ugh. Anyway.
Oh man,
that was a weird show. That was a weird movie.
Yeah.
How do we get on that subject? Back to the animes, please.
It was your sister sucking eggs or whatever.
Hey man.
Do you have
bad.
Is there an anime out there that you feel like not a lot of people have seen that you wish they would have seen?
There's one that I'm surprised more people haven't seen because it was on Adult Swim for sure. That's how I saw it, and it was one that I made sure I was always there for because I remember being very enthralled with it, and I wish I could find it anywhere but pirating it now. And I just can't. Not unless you want to pay $100 for the 4-episode disc. It's called Paranoia Agent.
Oh, dude, Paranoia Agent is so freaking expensive.
It's
dude.
bonkers.
G Neon animes are just expensive.
Yeah, but you can't find it anywhere. That show was I have a list of things. It's
jacked, dude. Yeah,
I have a list of things that just pardon the language. I've said fuck a lot this episode.
It's okay.
A list of things that just fucked me up.
If you want me to use that SpongeBob dolphin over your...
throw me that dolphin in there. But yeah, I've got that's on my list of, man, this is crazy. But I remember liking it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it was like one of the Adult Swim animes that definitely got overlooked.
Yeah.
The people that did notice it know that it's a good anime. G Neon pumped out tons of good stuff like that. My anime that I wish people had seen is G Neon as well, and I actually brought it up a little earlier with Higurashi, When They Cry.
Sure.
Those first 2 seasons, you should definitely watch those if you haven't. That anime is amazing. At first it just looks like this graphic, torturous, like these kids are murdering each other.
Jesus.
It all goes in arcs, and once the arc is over, it starts over right at the very beginning.
Okay.
So it's built up into 2 seasons. One season is the first one is primarily the question arcs.
Okay.
The second season is primarily the answer arcs. So you can start putting together these arcs and figuring out who the murderer is, who's causing all this stuff to happen in the town.
So what is this show? Like, so this is a town and there's kids and they're murdering each other?
The town has a lore and history that it's cursed by a demon.
Okay. Inuyasha, got it.
Yeah. It's cursed. There's a demon's curse over it, and every 4 years, something like that, there's a cotton drifting festival, and somebody disappears and somebody gets murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And so it starts off right before the cotton drifting festival, and the first one it goes into all sorts of different things, and not all of them are the gospel. A catalyst happens later on to where it makes sense why these arcs happen, but you have to get up to that point, and that point is at the end of the first season. And then the second season, you start getting the answer arcs, and you can start piling stuff on with that. And the final spell of it is them trying to overcome the fate of people dying on that day.
I gotta tell you, you said a lot of words, and I didn't understand what most of it was. I feel like I just need to watch this.
I think you should, dude. Essentially, it's kids and a few adults in this very small town. Murders keep happening.
Okay.
Once the murders happen and the cotton drifting festival, the little festival where it all happens, is over, time resets. And you start back at the first episode.
But like someone's dead, or no one's dead and it's everyone's back and someone else dies?
Everyone's back.
Okay.
But it plays out a little differently each time.
Weird. This sounds freaky deaky.
It is a little freaky deaky, dude.
You said 2 seasons, like what, 10 episodes a season?
It's like 24 episodes a season.
Okay.
So you'll have your good...
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, a good 50 episode watch. But
all right.
It once you get into it, it piles on real quick.
That's when I'll have to check out.
Because you're like, this is super neat.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if my good buddy Roger recommends it.
Yeah, I definitely... If people haven't seen it, and you can handle a little bit of gore and stuff like that...
I'm not super big on gore.
It's not horrible. I'm trying to think of it's not like Berserk level gore or anything like that.
Oh, okay. That's just a fun show.
Yeah.
That's a good time for everybody.
But, there are kids in there, and they do murder each other, and some of it is a little graphic. It's not dominantly graphic. Generally, it happens at the very beginning or the very end of the arc.
Sure.
You can see, glimpses of what may happen.
Is this the thing I can stream, or am I going to have to,
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu, okay.
Yeah. Last I checked, it was on Hulu. Both seasons.
You said that, it was first season was dubbed and second season was only subs?
You can watch it...
All
the second season is still only sub, so I recommend watching it all
I'll just do all subs.
And the sub is very good.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the one that I wish some people would see.
I'll have to check it
So
out.
if you're ever so inclined to check it, you're looking for a recommendation, that is mine. And Brandon's is Paranoia Agent. Both of them top notch.
Good luck finding Paranoia Agent.
So we'll start.
Literally good luck, because then you can share it with me, bro. I want to watch it again.
Maybe you can go to one of those sites.
I don't.
It's bad, but
I made myself a promise that once I had a job and could buy things, I would stop
sometimes they
pirating.
do this crap though. I'm not gonna promote pirating or anything like this, but I will say, yeah, there is a but there. I will say, if there's something like Monster is a good anime. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not.
No, I haven't.
They released one box set of it, 13 episodes. The anime itself is 70 episodes long. That box set is just enough to get you a taste that you're like, okay, I do like this, and never release it again.
You'll never see any.
Nope. So you have to go, like if you really want to see it,
you don't really have an option.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do to see it. And I did what I had to do to see it. And I don't regret it.
Wait. Can we backtrack a little bit?
Yeah.
I have another thing I wish more people had seen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this just dawned on me because I was thinking where I used to always watch animes, and one of them, obviously there was Toonami and Adult Swim and all that.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z?
No. The other one, the other place I used to watch all my animes was they had an anime night thing on, God, was it still Tech TV and then it was G4?
Yes, dude. Oh, are you about to say stuff. Lane?
I'm not, no. Because I tried to watch Lane and I was really depressed and I couldn't deal with it.
I love Serial Experiments Lane, dude.
What I loved, and there is a movie that is certainly more popular because that was also, the movie was on Adult Swim.
Okay.
But it's Read or Die. Have you seen Read or Die?
Yeah.
Have you seen the anime?
I have not seen the full series.
It's called Read or Die, the TV. It is on Verve, which I know you got.
I do have it now. Great app, man.
It's really good.
There's one nitpick I have about that app, but I'll give it to you after you finish. Is
it that there's no settings for turning on subtitles?
Yes. Okay, so if you do watch something dubbed, any on-screen text that's in Japanese,
do not show it.
That you can't read.
That's why I was so bummed out when I was watching. That is a
giant oversight.
When I was watching My Hero Academia, I was really bummed out because there was they would hold up they'd hold up a card and it says something and somebody go and then they get dragged off. I'm like, oh, what happened? I don't get the joke.
Yeah. I finally got into Psycho-Pass, and that happens a lot.
Oh yeah, you tell me about that.
This sucks.
Yeah, you should just watch the sub then, right?
Yeah.
But no, okay, so obviously if you've seen the Read or Die movie, then you're familiar kind of with the idea of it, that there exists in this world people called paper masters who can control paper, which is bonkers crazy. Because, that's not a superpower. No, it's the coolest superpower because there's paper everywhere. These people carry around books. They'd always tend to love books, blah, blah, blah. But basically, they can, make a wall of paper that's strong enough to stop bullets and missiles. Mm-hmm. They can use them as knives to cut things. They can make constructs and all this crazy stuff.
They're paper benders.
They're paper benders. They're literally paper benders. It's Avatar, which is not really an anime, but come on.
It's Americanime, okay?
Is that what we're using?
Yeah, dude.
That's a term?
Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't.
It's like that Murakami stuff, like Glenn Murakami stuff.
But yeah, man, the TV series is based around there's a writer in Japan named Nene, who has just a fun name. Sumewa Gaara, I think is her last name. I can't believe I remember that. I must really like this show. But basically, she's going on, it begins with her going on, a book tour because she's finally releasing a new book, and she was a big deal writer back in the day, and now, not so much, but she still has devoted fans. And someone is, threatening her life. And so, these group of 3 sisters who run a detective agency, there's, the oldest who is, kind of ditzy, but super motherly. There's the middle sister who's a complete, she's very socially awkward to the point that she probably she actually at one point you see her they're trying to find a room for her, and she ends up crawling into a closet under the stairs because she wants closed spaces. She wants to not be bothered. She's very, I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, but very closed off. She doesn't.
Reverse claustrophobic.
Yeah, she just loves being alone and quiet.
Yeah.
And then there's the youngest who's a little girl who's real.
She's a recluse.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
The youngest one is real fiery, tough. She's got the pink hair and she just gets in your face about stuff if she has to. And there are these 3 sisters who aren't actually sisters or whatever, but basically they're a detective agency who are hired as her bodyguards. And the first episode, homegirl writer almost gets blown up. And what they end up doing is they basically manage to, in one fell swoop, one of them manages to jump out and apprehend the guy with a card because they're all paper benders. The other makes a bow and arrow out of paper and shoots and nails the bomb without detonating it, hits it so that it flies out this window and then the third throws up a paper wall to cover that window so that the explosion is just outside this building, and boom, it's done, and then the paper falls away and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's some of the coolest sequences I've ever seen. It's so good. And then it's just the whole relationship between them, and then there's, they end up like becoming closer, this Ryder character, and then it all ties back into the movie because the Ryder character was actually close friends with the main girl from the movie, and she went missing. Oh, where'd she go? It's like, it's so fun. It helps if you've seen the movie. Obviously, you don't have to, I would say. You're going to be introduced to some characters that you might not fully get at first.
Yeah.
But man, that's one that, like, I remember I've talked to people about that show. A surprisingly number of people I know who like animes haven't seen the movie. Even fewer have seen the series.
I think it's on the it's in the line of anime classics movies.
It's really good. Just all of it. I loved, and I loved that series.
Yeah,
that series is glorious.
Those Tech TV animes were
they had some good stuff.
They had some iconic stuff.
I know the only ones I remember for sure were that, and I think there was Lane. I think there was something called Better Man that I saw an episode of, and it was like cool, like robot mech fights, but also this is the most depressing, sad shit I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you got through your top 5 without mentioning Evangelion, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's okay. So that's why I said I'm not doing it as a top 5. Just 5 really notable ones. Evangelion is definitely probably on my top 5.
It's up there.
It is up there. I really love it.
If you had to pick a top 5, you don't know them all for sure, but definitely GTO and Evangelion.
Yeah, this would definitely be
on there. Is it Gellion or Jellion?
Evangelion.
I'll say it how I want.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can say it however you please. That's kind of the fun with animes. You can manga.
Oh, yeah.
Tomato.
I mean, I'm always going to say anime.
Amine.
Aminaes. I love my aminaes.
Amine.
See a memony.
I don't know, dude.
That's how we got there.
Yeah. Alrighty, but to kind of wind us down and close us off, we'll talk about what we're about to watch. We're both going into this a little, I would say, somewhat blind.
I know nothing about it for sure.
I know we're watching Devilman Crybaby, the first 5 episodes of it. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to join in on the club and the discussion, we're going to watch the first 5 episodes of Devilman Cry. You can for sure find it on Netflix. But if you search hard enough, I'm sure you can find it in other places.
And that one was released fairly recently,
yes,
right?
It's a 2018 anime. But Devilman...
January 5th. Very, very recent.
Yeah. Devilman, I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with Go Nagai's work.
I've seen like a picture of those characters and been like, oh, that looks neat. Bye.
And he started Devilman in the 70s. It's very old. It's a very iconic anime character. And I don't know how well this follows in. I don't know if it's a loose adaptation. If it's just the same, Devilman, they're using the character designs. I don't know anything about this anime. I know about Devilman. I know about some of Go Nagai's other work and like Devil Woman and stuff like that. But Crybaby, I have no clue. I heard it's really good. I thought it would be a really cool place to start. It's a very fresh anime. So maybe not a lot of other people have seen it. And if you have, it's still recent enough where you can hop in and go over the thoughts with us.
Yeah, just looking at the Wikipedia page, it says it's just based on the manga. Series is more of a direct anime adaptation of its source material than previous works, covering the entire span of the manga. However, many alterations were made to the plot, such as modern setting and different characterization. Yeah. So it sounds like it is like its own thing, just like really like more faithful than previous versions were. So even though the anime and manga both started in 72, right?
Yeah, 72 or 73.
God, we on that old stuff, baby.
Yeah.
But that new old stuff.
And Devilman is kind of like a Godzilla-esque character where he versus other characters in the anime world.
Didn't you say he fought like Cyborg
009 and Mazinger?
I don't even know what Mazinger is, but it sounds great.
So it should be super cool. I really liked Go Nagai's other stuff, his other Devilman stuff. This is going to be more modern, and like I said, it's probably still fresh enough on people's mind where they can hop in with us and go over the conversations. It's 10 episodes long. So
we'll do half, then we'll do another half.
Yeah, it'll be 2 sessions. It'll take us 2 weeks to get through this. And it should be, you know, I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I'm pretty excited. Everybody says the anime is pretty good, and it does have pretty good reviews.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm still looking at the wiki page. It looks good.
You can for sure. The art style is awesome too. It looks amazing.
Can I read like a little like short summary?
Yeah, read us a snippet.
To get folks pumped. It says here, in the series, Akira Fudo is informed by his best friend, Ryo Asuka, that an ancient race of demons has returned to take back the world from humans. Believing that the only way to defeat the demons is to incorporate their powers, Ryu suggests to Akira that he unite with a demon. Succeeding in doing so, Akira transforms into Devil Man, possessing the powers of a demon but retaining the soul of a human. Hell yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. So... you will also have the option, and you can do this for anything. It can be questions just for us, or questions about the anime that we just watched.
Questions about what anime girls Roger wants to...
Yeah, you can ask anything. You can try to bring...
leave me out of that one.
You can bring Brandon into Weebhood if you want to. Just hit him with those real weeby questions. But you can email us questions at thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. That's TheGoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. That's a whole lot to spell out.
You spelled that whole thing.
I sure did. Send us in questions about anything, about the anime. And we will go over at the end, once we do our review, we'll go through and we'll answer those questions.
I listened to you spell that whole thing, and all I heard was POD, and now I'm just hearing, we are.
No.
So stupid.
From a satellite.
No.
Satellite.
It's the worst. Why is this happening?
But yeah, guys, for sure, once again, you can find it on Netflix. I'm sure there are other ways you can find it, though. Just watch it. You don't even have to watch it. You can just come in and hear the review. There will be spoilers in there. If that doesn't bother you, tune in anyway and see if it's something you want to watch.
Yeah, man. If you ain't got Netflix, just do what everyone does.
Yeah.
Make a fake email address and get that 30-day trial, baby.
Yeah. We're here to hang out, so we hope you guys come in and you become good buddies with us. This is Good Buddies Nation.
We're all about being good buddies.
This is a Good Buddies Army, okay?
It's my good buddy Roger over there.
That's my good buddy Brandon Bush.
And you're our good buddy listeners.
Yep. So, guys, be sure to tune in next week for the Good Buddies Anime Podcast. We will for sure start out. I know we'll be on SoundCloud and iTunes, and I'm gonna try my very best to get us everywhere else we need to be. So once you get this link, share it around for us too. Share it to other people that might like this. That way we can start getting us an audience in here and we can start talking with more good buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll close it out there, guys. Take it easy and thank y'all so much.
Our good buddies.
Good buddies.